Hey, what's up, brothers? Welcome to My Life Monday with Mike, your mentor. That's me. Appreciate you checking out this live or the replay if you're watching this tomorrow, whenever that is. So, quick introduction if you're new to this channel. Mike, your mentor, I guess this page. Basically, I've been through a lot of crazy stuff in my life. And now that I'm older and a little bit wiser, just reflecting on my life, thinking back, I asked myself this question: why is someone like me, who was born into poverty and had all these crazy things happen, throughout their young adult life, early life, why was I able to make something out of myself? And not to say that I got it all together, because I surely don't. As you'll come to find out the more you follow this page. But I definitely believe in being vulnerable and authentic. And the things that I recognize that made a difference for me, one was the grace of God, but two, on a more tactical level, was mentors, right, in my life. Whether that was mentors I read about in books, or whether that it was men in my everyday life who saw something in me and encouraged me not to give up and to chase after my higher calling in life, which we all have as men, to be husbands and fathers and good members of our community. And all we have to do is look around in society and the way that things are right now, to see that's the result of men not accepting responsibility for what we've been given in life to steward. You know, I think the stats are like 80 something percent of men in prison come from fatherless homes. It's just crazy. Kids that commit suicide are 10 times, maybe even more, likely to commit suicide that come from fatherless homes than if they come from a home that's from a stable family with a father there. So as dads, we really have a huge impact on our children, as well as the younger generation, and we need to do our part in bringing them along and sharing what we know to be true with them. So My Life Monday is basically me just looking back at my week and sharing with you guys some things that made a difference, or that God used to speak to me. My life is actually pretty boring, at least I think, from a daily routine standpoint. I like to do the same things every day. Go to the gym, get my work done, hang out with the family, with a little bit of variation here and there. So I want to make this quick because today's was a pretty hectic day, especially tonight for us. The first thing that I want to share with you guys is, right, like, how often do we think about the impact that we have on others? I'm such a big believer in this because this was me when I was a young man, a young boy. I was watching every male that came into my life, whether they were a coach, whether they were just an older male. I was watching, were they going to not only talk the talk, but walk the walk, more importantly? Did their actions line up with their words? How did they treat their family? How did they treat their wife? How did they treat their kids? How did they treat other men? Were they wild and destructive and selfish, or were they giving and vulnerable and real? And I paid attention to all those things because I was sucking it up like a sponge, not having a dad in my own life. I wanted to know what that looked like, and I had made a vow at a young age that I wasn't going to end up like my dad. And there's obviously different ways that you can learn. You can learn things by on your own, the hard way, or you can watch other people and see what they do and learn from their successes and their failures. So I read this book that I want to share with you guys when it first came out. I think it was like 2001, maybe 2003, and it's called The Five People That You Meet in Heaven. And it's just a great book because it talks about this guy who worked at a carnival his whole life, and he never thought his life amounted to anything. He never was able to follow his dreams or do the things that he wanted to do. And he dies, and he goes to heaven, and he has encounters with five different people, and through these five different people, he learns how he his life directly or indirectly affected them in a very profound way. And it's just a good book, a good metaphor for our lives and the impact that we have on people. You know, one of the things that I do is Shout Out Saturday, right, where I recognize and honor people in my life that had made a difference. And for the most part, they don't know. They probably, I'm the last thing when they think about their lives that comes up. But the impact that these people have had on my life has been tremendous. And just to be able to share that with them, right, and honor them with that, because it makes a difference in their lives, right, and it lets them know that the things they do, the decisions that they make, are not in vain, and they do have a lasting impact further than just their immediate circle, their immediate family. So I really encourage you, if you've never read this book, you can pick it up on Amazon. It's like maybe, $5-6 used copy, $10 for a new one. Strongly encourage you. This book will change your life and your perspective on the impact that you can have on other people's lives, which is very important. So the second thing, this is going to be a short one tonight. Life can be good. And my business is going good. Work is going good. Relationships are going good. God's moving in a lot of different ways, showing me a lot of different things with a lot of different people. But life throws you a curveball, right? And you never know when something is going to come up, a situation you're going to face that you're going to have to persevere through and deal with. And the King family got thrown kind of a curveball tonight. My wife, we have this dog, a blind dog. Her name is Belle. And this is like my wife's BFF, right? They're like ride or die. And the reason that is because Belle came into our lives when we were going through a very rough time. We were fast approaching divorce, and my wife needed something to give her hope. She needed a way to find for herself how she could love again. And that was through this little blind dog, Belle is an amazing dog. A blind dog will teach you a lot about life, and perseverance. But Belle's been having a little bit of a cough lately, and my wife took her into the vet, and it turns out she's got pneumonia and an enlarged heart. We don't know what all that means yet in terms of Belle's life. She's about 13 years old, which is pretty old for a pug. So that remains to be seen, but obviously my wife is she's a little distraught and a little obviously upset because she doesn't want to lose Belle. She loves Belle. Belle's a big part of our family. She's like another child. We all love Belle. So there's that curveball, and we got to learn to roll with it and see what happens. Things hopefully will get better, but realistically they could obviously get worse, and that means a couple different things that we'd have to face that I definitely I guess I don't want to talk about now, just for my wife's sake. But the lesson being, right, is like you never know when life is going to throw you something unexpected, and are you going to be prepared to handle that? So maybe a few quick things on how to handle life's challenges when they come your way. When I look back at my own life, right, is have somebody in your life that you can trust, that you can be real and honest with, that you can go to and share not only the easy things but the hardest of hard things, the secrets, right, the things that you're not proud of, the things that maybe you have regrets about. Because those are the people that you'll need in your life when the crap hits the fan. The second thing is just practice gratitude every single day, right? A good practice is if you journal, or if you don't journal, just get a piece of paper and write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day. One more practice that I suggest is reach out to somebody in your life who's meaningful and thank them for the way that they've impacted your life and the way that they've made a difference and made you who you are. Those three things will just center you and allow you to be grateful for the things that you have in your life. One of the exercises that I like to do is, like, if I take a walk, like, I like to talk to myself, and I thank God, that I can move my fingers, and that I can move my wrist and my elbows and my shoulders and turn my neck, and I can see and smell and touch and taste, and you get the picture, right? Like, it just helps you be grateful for all these things that are easy to take for granted because they just happen in life, or they just function without you having to think about them. So that's my Life Monday tonight. Sorry it's kind of short. I'm gonna go spend some time with my wife, and just be by her side during this time. So I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday Thoughts, and we'll get into it. So if you are a person of faith, and you pray, please say a little prayer for Belle. She's a precious little girl, and she means a lot to my family and to me. We would greatly appreciate that. Other than that, I love you, brothers, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.